Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I have not posted in a very long time. I'll tell you how to prepare for your first college semester or just prepare for college life, So I just want to give you a little background. I am currently a sophomore in college. I'm a business major and I don't live in a dorm. First thing I want to get on topic about is not to procrastinate. You hear all college students say this, you hear high school students say it, you hear everybody say it, not procrastinate. Of course, like whatever. It's so easy to say, but hard to do. And if you don't do it, I commend you, I praise you. Because I'm going to be completely honest. I did that my first semester. Not really my second semester, but my first semester, I kind of procrastinated because it felt easy until like you get towards the end of the semester and they're like, all professors are just smacking things on top of you and you're like, wait, I have other classes. But if I didn't procrastinate, I wouldn't have been in this situation. So if your professor gives you a due date in the beginning of your semester, literally write it down and just kind of like, okay, I have like 3 weeks until there. Let me work on it this week, skip a week, then this week, according to how big the project or assignment is. And speaking of planning, the next thing is a planner. I cannot recommend this enough. I really can't. This thing has saved me a bunch of times. I will go in here and look and be like, wait a minute, that's due next week, and your professor won't say anything about it sometimes, and then you'll get to class that day and you'll have your stuff done because you had your planner, and other students will be like, that was due today. So yeah, a planner is very helpful. This one is from Target and I want to say it was like $20. I got it at the beginning of this year. It's by Day Designer and it's literally a monthly and weekly planner. So let me get to last semester and I just want to show you how it kind of looked. I had different things. It wasn't color coded or anything. It was just a great way to write down things, and I liked it to be colorful, so I would highlight stuff when I got done with it and out of the way, especially during this time with coronavirus going on and a lot of kids are doing online school. Much harder if you're going to online school because you have so many due dates and everything coming in and you're not seeing a professor, so they can't simply remind you like, hey, Wednesday you have so-and-so due, when really you're looking at a calendar all day. So it's great to have a planner. The next thing is to not overwhelm yourself. And I know you might be thinking like, what do you mean not to overwhelm myself? I'm going to college, like it's overwhelming within itself. Trust me, I know. And what I'm saying by not overwhelming yourself is figuring out your flow of college. Everybody has a different way of approaching college. Everybody has a different way of studying. Everybody has a different way of applying themselves. When I say don't overwhelm yourself, I mean, college is amazing. It's fun. I'd give it that. But don't go in your first semester and just start joining like 10 clubs, a sorority. That's what will backtrack you. And some people can do it. Some people, I praise them that can do it. But in my experience, I was glad that I had joined like 2 clubs and literally just did my semester of college, my first semester of college. Then my second semester came around, I joined more clubs, I got into more friend groups. But you want to make sure the first semester that you're focusing on your schoolwork and figuring out what works for you. Like I said in the beginning, don't procrastinate, but figure out what works for you. That's the biggest thing. Everybody in college is going to have a different approach. And so this video, some tips might help one person, all tips might help one person. None of these tips might help you because you already know this or you've already feel like you know this. But what I'm here to tell you is everybody approaches everything differently. So please don't overwhelm yourself. They look all fun. I promise you, your second semester comes around and they're literally offering these clubs right back up. So it's not like, oh, I have to join in my first semester. No. Colleges are literally, they have openings for clubs all the time because they're trying to get new members in, and they understand that it's their first year or they're trying to get to experience college. Like, they're gonna struggle. The next tip is to find your study area, to find a designated place. I wouldn't say a designated study area. I would say a designated place that you know that you can go and get your work done. Some days you'll be like, I really don't want to do this work. Like, I can't. But a specific, place that you can go to and that you just feel like I can get my work done here. There's this one center at my school. It's called the ASC, Academic Success Center. And literally I could go in there and get work done. Now sometimes I'm with friends, it wouldn't be so easy because we'd be talking about school, but I could literally go in there if I was by myself or just one other person and I could knock out stuff. Because once I get home, and I try to do work, it's a little bit more, oh, I could do this instead, or I could do this. So please find that area that you know that you can go to, you can study well, you can do your homework and things like that. If you're the type of person that doesn't like a quiet environment, I wouldn't recommend going to the library. Sometimes I need that quiet environment. But know your options and know your campus resources, which brings me to the next topic. Use your campus resources. That is, you're paying for them, use them. I can't stress that enough. A lot of times since I go to school and I come back home, I can say my first semester, I did not use my campus resources. I was literally like a little commuter bird. I would go to class and I would come right back home. I would go to class, come right back home. Sometimes I would eat if I found a friend, go back home, scratch that. Literally use your campus resources. Even if you are not on campus, use it because they are still including it in your tuition. So find out where you can print when you need it. Biggest thing when you get into class and you're like, oh shit, I forgot to print something. Yeah, you better know where the closest printing thing is so you can run down there, print, and be done. Also, know who can help you with your classes. Like, this is what a university is for. They're here to help us. You might be like, oh, when you get in your first semester and they start passing out things to help you, like, oh, I don't need this. At some point in your college career, you will need a tutor. You will need someone else to help you with a certain topic or a certain project or a certain course, because we've never experienced these things and they've already been through them, and they're a student as well, so they're like, I remember when I struggled with that, but now I got it and this is how I learned. Or a certain teacher doesn't describe something in your manner, the tutor might. So know your resources, know who can help you. And that's just one of the amazing things about campus, is know your campus resources and using them. Use them. I promise you it would help out so much. The next thing would be with college prepping, I guess you can say, is being very organized. And it sounds simple within itself, but being organized is something that you really necessarily, and the way I say organized is every class has a folder and a notebook. Let me tell you, every class has one of these. Let me break down the reason for this. So throughout high school, I carried binders, of course. But once I got to college, I don't like binders. They're big, they're bulky, they make my book bag heavy. I was like, no. And a lot of stuff is online today. With college campuses, I still like to personally handwrite notes. I'm not the person who types notes. I feel like I get it more if I write it down. So I have a notebook for every class to take notes down. You know, if I have access to black piece of paper, I have it for that class. And then the folders are like if they pass us handouts or tests or like anything like that I need to take and return. And it's really simple for me and keeps it organized. It keeps everything very thin and minimal. So remember to stay organized. However you organize is your personal opinion. Like I said, everybody has their different way of things. And I promise you will find your way. Like I said, everybody has a different way of doing things and everybody has a different way of studying. The way you studied in high school may not be the way you're going to study in college. And I cannot stress this enough. When people told me this, I literally looked at them and was kind of like, I think I've been studying for a while now. Like, I'm pretty sure I know how to study. Yeah, don't believe it. Last year, my first year of college, I found myself picking up different ways to study. And I was looking at how my friends or new friends studied. Some people can study literally just by reading through the textbook or reading through their notes. No, not me. Literally, I look at it and be like, okay, that says that. What is that? You know? Some people can study by doing a lot of flashcards. I can do that on certain things. Certain things I can study through flashcards. I've learned that. But the way I find to study is to create your own study guide. And I know you may be like, how am I, write down questions for myself? The way I create my own study guide is literally by getting a piece of paper and writing down the key topics. And then I write as much as I can down about that topic. And I'm like, okay, is this solid information? Am I grasping the whole concept? Am I able to give examples according on what it is? Am I able to do a problem like this in math? Like, am I able to do a problem like this similar and change it up and still be able to do that problem with different numbers? That's how I learned. So what I would recommend is you kind of just test out different study ways in your first semester in the beginning. That first test that you have in that class or course, you might bomb it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So don't be disappointed if you bomb that first test, because you're still learning how to study. But also figure out, okay, well, if I study this way and I bomb this test, obviously it's not helping. Let me find a new study technique. And college campus resources will also help you with finding study techniques. I promise you. I promise you they will help you. So remember, there's flashcards, there's reading, there's writing, which writing helps a lot of people. I've learned from my friends. So if you're struggling, start writing down stuff. Start rewriting your notes or creating your own study guide. Like I said, start going back and be like, okay, what do I remember about this? Okay, I remember that so-and-so's this, so-and-so's that. Write it down and then go back through your notes and be like, oh, I skipped this part, which will help because you're referencing back and forth. The next thing I want to tell you guys is to talk to your professor. Don't be scared of them. I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother them. It's not important. If it's important to you, it's important to them. Remember, you're paying. You're paying. So just say, it's like if you ordered food somewhere and it's completely wrong, you're going to go back and get it because you paid for it. So if you feel like something's wrong or you don't understand something, or you're looking at it like, Professor so-and-so, like, whatever you said went right past my head, please talk to your professor. Even if it's something as small as, you said that we were supposed to do this, but in your calendar it says that it was due this day. Simple as that, because you don't ever want to be confused and you don't ever want to wait until the last minute so they can look you in your face and be like, well, it's too late for that. Always talk to your professor, email your professor, go to his office hours. Even if you're not available for office hours, a lot of them are accommodating. And if you email them and be like, can you meet so-and-so this date, and give them a time, and they'll work with you. But you want to be able to talk to them and come to them with your problems and know exactly what your problem is, you know? That's another thing, is just be open, and needing help is not a bad thing. Needing help shows that, oh, the student's trying. And like I said before, with the learning how to study, literally if you bomb your first test, a lot of professors during that first test period are very open to helping you and showing what you got wrong, or even showing you different study techniques that they heard have worked from other students and that they know will work for you. So talk to your professors. Don't be scared. If you need help, get it, because it will help you out in the long run. And you'll be like, oh my God, once you get help, you'll be like, really? Like, I could have did this. That's how it looks sometimes. I'd be like, oh my God, like, I missed this, da 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 da. Thank you so much. Next thing within your classes that's very important is knowing your syllabus. Please read your syllabus front and back. No ifs, ands, no buts. I don't want to be like, oh, I skipped through it, I skimmed through it. Because I promise you there is something in there that you will miss, and then your professor will mention you and be like, I didn't do that. So please read your syllabus. Here are two of mine that I've already had printed out. Sometimes they're thicker than others, sometimes a couple of sheets. A lot of times they're kind of thick, according on what your course is based on. If you don't know what a syllabus is kind of like your overview of a semester. They can include like the schedule, they can include their office hours, their email, their phone number, the best way to contact them, how the grading policy works, what's their like weighted, like a test can be 30%, what's their weighted averages based on like different assignments. Another thing that's on the syllabus is telling you basically how they run their class. They will let you know straight up already. They'll be like, if I see your phone in the class, that's it. Some are like very open. Yes, use your phone. We use a lot of technology in this class. It gives you the overview of what your semester is going to look like. That's your holy grail. Read your syllabus. Another thing about the syllabus is it kind of gives you a way to prepare to go into your class and kind of know what to expect. And they'll kind of give you like, and professors sometimes will even on the syllabus say what you should have done by your first week. So you're not going in there and be like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So that's where I'm saying you have to plan, you have to stay organized, because it is a lot of information coming to you at once. I promise you, it's going to feel so overwhelming. I promise you. But I want you to know you can do it if you stay organized and plan. As well as make sure you're checking your email at all time, your school campus email, because literally you'll have so much stuff. You know, check your email every day, even before you start school. The week before you start school is critical, because that's how I got these. If I didn't go onto my email, I wouldn't have got these syllabi. I wouldn't have got them. And they're giving me information that I need to know, what books I need to purchase, and everything like that. In today's video, once again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you